everybody! Welcome back for another Speckic adventure. Today is quite an unconventional start to the video because we are actually at ThunderHill East Track right now.
We're here because I actually won a giveaway by the shop called The Driveway. They were doing like a giveaway for free track day, and I was one of the winner. So shout out to them.
It's actually Black Friday today. So instead of shopping, we are at the track. So today is a pretty cool day. Right now it's about what, like in the 50s?
Probably in the 50s, I would say. Yeah,
so in the 50s, and so you're probably thinking of PBing today. It's very PB-able temperature. Yep. Right, and as you can tell from the sounds in the background, the track is already hot right now. Tommy is going out in the next session, and so this is you know, not what we usually do for track days, but because I'm not driving, I was thinking maybe we can just show you kind of like a day like at the track type of video, and you can just kind of follow along and see how our track days tend to go. Show you guys what we usually pack to the track. As you can see, it's pretty light. So we have two of these like tent chairs, one for Tommy, one for me. My helmet is here since I'm gonna be passenger, so two helmets obviously. And then we have a jack. So we usually bring one jack. We usually find that we don't really need to use it, but jacks are those things where you bring it just in case. We also bring some oil because you know, you burn oil out on track, so there's that. And this highly recommend. Doesn't have to be this specific brand. So usually before we actually bought this, we would go to the gas station after a track day, and you know, because there are plenty of people that also do the same to go inflate their tires before they drive home, it tends to get pretty high traffic, so having one of these really helps. This particular one, we can actually go through 2.5 cars fully charged. And in here we can see plenty of water bottles, and we usually bring quite a few. It's cold today, but you know, always stay hydrated. Also have some blue tape. We use the magnetic decals for our cars nowadays, but we also like to secure the corners of those just in case they fly off on track, because they do fly off on track, so we like to double secure those. And then over here we have torque wrench, so we like to torque our wheels before we head out. And in here we have some gloves in case we need to work on anything, torque the wheels for example, and the socket to torque the wheels, as well as the key for our lug nuts. Here we have a tool set, and it doesn't have everything you need, but it has most of what you need to work on most items.
finished the second session, I actually PB'd. I shaved 1 second. So my PB last time here at ThunderHill was a 212.9, and this time I got a 211.9. So I shaved exactly 1 second.
I love it when people track unconventional track cars. It's fucking awesome. There's also 2 Papa mobiles.
The Mercedes.
It's Papa. Wow, so ying, man. Getting a ride from Tommy. And we're back. So just came back from Tommy's third session of the day, and I was passenger.
I thought it was like really fun. Especially the part in the beginning, it was very interesting with the Mustang and the Corvette. We were exchanging places, and then like in the infield, well, they would pass me on the straight because obviously they have a lot of power, but then in the infield where there were a lot of corners, I was able to catch up to them, and I was like kind of threading a needle in between those corners, and you thought it was really interesting. What did you think how I drive?
Yeah, so I actually thought Tommy did a really good job towards the middle of the session when, you know, the Mustangs kind of took off and stuff and you were able to do your own thing. I noticed the driving got a lot smoother. I think overall in terms of like your driving, I think you do really well in the first like 2/3 of the track, including like turn 2. I think you do really well. There was one particular lap that you took the line really nicely, but you can feel the rear end of the car is starting to get light and it's almost stepping out, but you were able to like modulate throttle and keep the car like loaded in a sense so that your rear is not coming out all the way and you're not sliding. It was basically indicating that you were putting down as much power as your car and tires allow. And then I also think you take bypass really well. I think that you're able to kind of go over the hill, and you know, when you go over the hill on bypass, it can get kind of sketch because first you don't see where you're going, and then next the car gets really light because you're essentially flying over the hill, right? But what Tommy does really well is once he goes over the hill and the car gets light, he you know, your conscience is telling you, oh, you probably want to like slow down a little bit because it's a turn coming up. You don't know if you're gonna make it. But what Tommy does is he actually like steps on the throttle, and because his line is like good, he's able to actually put down the power. The last 2 turns, the one with that left turn that has that extra track out point, as well as the very last turn with the double apex, I think that there could be improvements there.
I think so too.
It just feels like it's not optimum. Like there could possibly be like a much like better line that allows you to stay within a higher power band than the line that you probably were taking. And I also we were talking about earlier in that very last turn that has a double apex, I know you spoke to a friend previously and you were saying that you were trying to trail brake there.
Trail braking there and then let the car rotate because it's like really tight right turn. It's almost not a 90 degrees, almost like a corner that's tighter than a 90 degree.
So I think there, like, you know, you're trying something out something new there, right? So there's trial and error, obviously. But I think that, yeah, you try to trail brake there, but then I also feel that the line that you're probably taking is not optimized currently, so it feels a little sloppy. The most time you probably would find is probably towards the later half of the track. So with turn 8, there's like 2 open track sessions after lunch, and the advanced as well as the intermediate groups can all go out and share the track. During this like 2 1-hour session, you basically just go out and do your thing, and Tommy was able to do one more session, right?
Yeah.
And you said you were able to do 212.
I did 212, so
yeah, so that's pretty good, right? Day is warming up a little bit since it's the afternoon. Car's been out on the track for you know, close to an hour now for the whole day, counting the whole day. So with all the temps high, tires greasy stuff, Tommy's still able to do 212. That's very good. Yeah. All right. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Spec Geek Adventure, and we hope to see you soon. See you next time.